Good day, guys. As you all know me, as a mentor, NASDAQ Ninja. So, guys, before I can continue, can you please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you can get notified once I upload. So, guys, as much as you can see, last week we gave you guys proper analysis in a way that we gave you guys proper updates in a way that we told you guys that the market will be taking buys at a certain position. Like I told you guys, I just gave myself a challenge and say, if I made the market to fall, I can actually make the market to rise, like not saying I make those direction, but I follow what the market tells me, and not forgetting the behavior of the market, because if ever I look at the chart every day, every year, it means I will know the possibilities and the outcome of those things. Like if you can check my previous video on psychology, when I taught you guys, you need to treat any pair that you trade like your wife. You understand? When she manipulates you, you can see. Understand? When she's lying to you, you can see. But when she's telling the truth, you can see as well. Understand? So as much as if I have studied US30 and NASDAQ for a very long time, there are days whereby I can see that, oh man, here you're just lying to me, you're not gonna take those sells. Here you're gonna take those buys. You understand? So that's how I have learned the market over years. So at the end of the day, guys, without wasting no time, let's quickly go to NASDAQ and see what happened to NASDAQ, man. You can see even NASDAQ took those direction and then went to the top side. Like I told you guys, at this certain point, you need to get those buys. Like I told you in the other side, that's where the biggest movement started. So it was so possible for the market to give us those bigger movements. Understand? So you can see we got those buys, we ate those sells and other things, So one biggest advice to you guys is always treating the market like that. You understand? So guys, unfortunately, as smart trade, we're gonna be having a competition. So that competition, we're gonna be giving away an iPhone 11. Yeah, 11. You understand? We're gonna be giving away an iPhone 11. So what we're gonna be asking, I'm gonna ask you guys a few questions of the things that I have ever said on the YouTube channel. So you need to answer 5. If you get it correct, 5 of them, that's how you're gonna get the iPhone. You understand? So we're going to actually pick one who's gonna get all of those questions correct. You understand? So at the end of the day, guys, stay tuned, stay on the page so that you can get whatever we're gonna be offering on that competition. Understand? So at the end of the day, guys, let's quickly check. And one thing, guys, without forgetting, I see you guys are having a lot of problem when it comes to the brokers and everything. So I have like a new broker that I recommend, which I feel like is the best, because even if you're not on Metaphor, you can actually close on the other app. You understand? On their own app. So that's how I recommend that a broker. I once learned something which is big. Not that something works doesn't mean it doesn't have to be upgraded. You understand? So that broker, it's so freaking good in a way that you can go and close your trade on their own platform. You understand? So it's no longer those times whereby you're gonna be getting off codes on the Metaphor. You enter on their broker if there's such things. If you can't close a trade on Metaphor, you enter on their broker and close that trade. You understand? Yourself and manually. You understand? So there's other things, and the other drama, that's where we're about to leave it and then improve. You understand? And the nicest part is still a South African broker, but in a new platform and upgrade. I like the fact that, they realize that not because something works, it doesn't mean it doesn't have to be upgraded. You understand? We can't always go with this nonsense and everything. So at the end of the day, guys, let's continue analyzing the chart. So I'm going to remove everything as always, man. I told you, your chart, you don't have to remove anything. You just have to modify it. You understand? So at the end of the day, man, we know very well that the market is coming there. That is the first thing first that you have to analyze. You put your thing there and say, okay, that's where the market is going. But how am I going to get there? That's the biggest point. That's what matters. How are you going to get there? It's what matters. The market can come here and just reverse. Now they know they're gonna kill you. You understand? So at the end of the day, man, let's go to the highest time frame and see what is it that we have here. So guys, for the full course, man, you're gonna get my numbers on the comment section. Make sure that you hit up and then you're gonna get the full course. As much as you can see, man, this is like the source. Imagine the course. The course is one of the biggest thing now. Like we have the best course in South Africa currently. Understand? You can see with our trial, man, things we post on YouTube, you tell that we know what we're talking about. So come and learn and become the best. I want to create a lot of me. I don't want to be me alone. Understand? If they assassinate me tomorrow, who's gonna trade and become ninja? Understand? I want you guys to be me. Understand? So at the end of the day, guys, without wasting no time, let's continue analyzing the chart. Let's continue analyzing the chart. You see, so this is like my proper zones, you understand? It's like my proper zone. Like I told you, man, the market has to respect zones. That's the first thing first and the main thing, you understand? That's the first thing first and the main thing. The market have to respect the zone. So at the end of the day, you can check. That's how it is. So what I like about this point is you can see that we have our diagonal trend here, And if you can check my videos, man, it's like a timeline. I create something that I know it will be respected other times, And when it gets respected, don't be surprised, man. It's all about the rules. You understand? It's all about the rules. I know the rules very well, I've been studying this thing on the chart. You understand? You teach me a trend line, I'll go on the chart and study the trend line until I get to understand it, So this is how it is, man. This is how it is. So in most cases, when you get to trade, right, you need to check some few basics and some few rules, by the rules of the market. This trend line, it's valid, yes, but it's invalid. That's when I want to just like confuse you a little bit. It's valid, but it's invalid. So most of the people, they don't see if the trend line is valid or invalid. No, I'm a trader whereby I can build a trend with a trend, you understand? But I get to understand there's something that I'm putting aside that might happen, you understand? So at the end of the day, if you can check here, this trend is valid, but it has those dodgy invalid positions, which we can say if it's a trend line, right? And then you can see this channel actually ended here. This channel actually ended somewhere here. Understand? But what is this channel we're building now? You get the point. This was the nicest trend line, but this is the ugliest, but the nicest at the end of the day. This actually tells us that we need something like this in order for us to break to the top side. So that's when you start expecting selling opportunities. You understand? These things, man, when they created them with rules. You understand? They created them with rules. So you need to always follow those rules. You understand? But the question is, how are you going to get those sales? You're not going to get those sales by just getting to the chart and say, no, currently it's a sell. No, you need to analyze the chart and get those proper direction. Understand? Because you might see that the market today buying. But at the end of the day, the other week, you see the market falling. As much as we're playing inside this trend line, there's a lot going on. You understand? There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of things that you gotta expect as much as we're playing inside this trend line. So let's quickly go to the daily time frame and see what is it that we actually see here. You understand? So at this point, we see a proper zone. This zone also are actually like telling you guys the most about it. I remember even last week wasted my time telling you here what is the biggest problem about this zone. The biggest problem about this zone is we failed. What are the chances of us failing here? Are high, right? And then we failed, but we came back. So I always say, I can fail in a position, but coming back gives me other vibes, in a way that I get to understand that why should I come back? If ever you're strong, why am I coming back? You should have put me down, understand? So at the end of the day, you need to wait for proper confirmation in order for the market to drop to the bottom side. You get the point. Easy like that. So let's go to H4 and see what is it that we basically see on an H4 time frame. So on an H4, I just see a proper bullish market. I just see a proper bullish market in a way that I can see that the market, man, still has to push to the top side. I still see a bullish market. I still see a bullish market in a way that the market has to push, man. It has to push to the top side. But as much as it's here, it gives us doubts. We need to wait for it to break that certain position, and then we're gonna say, okay, now this is the right time for the market to sell. Understand? At this certain position, that's where we have the biggest problem. Yes, we understand this is where the market is failing, but you gotta see how and check how the chart is going to the market. But at the end of the day, let's go to 60 minutes time frame and see what is it that we actually see. You understand? So at this certain point, we see a proper rising wedge, rising wedge. So guys, if you want to learn more about wedges, you just have to come to my comment section and get the full course. You're going to learn a lot about wedges, understand? This is kind of like a rising wedge, Let me just put it there. I always aim for the rejections. So this is kind of like a rising wedge. If you can check, even a falling wedge had a retest, right? Where was our falling wedge? Let's go back and check. This was our falling wedge. It had a proper retest. This was our retest here. Understand? This was our retest. Understand? So now we have a rising wedge. We have a rising wedge, which we might say it has to have a retest, and which I doubt that the market can actually come here and reverse and then start pushing to the bottom side, and which I see that we might get like a lot of manipulation. So whichever, if the market is like this, we need to wait for certain reversal confirmation. But at the end of the day, man, I said the market has to reach at this certain point. And now there's a possibility the market can reach on that zone in order for it to sell. But due to that, we see that this point is sort of like a retest, but we're not going to confirm it as saying the market at that certain point has to retest. You know, the market at that certain point has to retest. If ever the market gives us a selling position, then we're going to be following it. You understand? But at the end of the day, let's push furthermore to the 30-minute time frame and see what is it that we see. So at this certain point, we see a simple thing, man, which I always call continuation pattern. And this is kind of like a continuation pattern. So let me remove this and leave that zone along the top. Understand? So the reason this is becoming a continuation pattern is because, you know, if you can check how the market was going to the bottom side, understand, and then the market, when it comes to the top side, the market came to the top side with a higher volatility. Understand? So this actually tells me that this is just a correction, man. This sort of like a correction, you know. So I feel like the market will be giving us those correction movement, correction, and then push to the top side. Understand? So that's how I feel like the market has to take those buys. You know, we need to be on those buys again. Understand? So I'll be saying I won't give you sells there. I'm gonna give you the buys there. So the market has to give me those kind of like proper build-ups in order for me to get a certain direction. So because of this build-up, I still see a buy. Understand? So I have to let the market give me those kind of buys. Understand? Because, you know, if it's an impulse, you see, this was an impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, and then the market start doing its own build-up. So this is not a build-up for a sell direction. Understand? This is not a build-up for a sell direction. This is a build-up for a buying direction. So this is what I always say. The market tells you where it has to go. You understand? You don't tell it. You understand? So in my understanding, I get to understand this is where we have to be getting our buying opportunities, but you need to wait a little bit for it. Then at around 10 a.m. in South Africa, which you can convert in your own time, that's when you're going to get your proper direction, and then you enter your buys, and then you go to the top side. You're going to see breaking those top side like it's nothing, man. You respected that top side. So the more we touch it, the more we disrespect. So at the second time, you might see the market when it comes back here, touches here, then the next thing it breaks at the top side. The reason of the structure of the market, that's what we always have to understand and follow. So at the end of the day, guys, there's my confirmation saying we have to take our selling opportunities at the certain position and put our take profit there. You understand? So we ate a lot, man. Some are still holding. Congratulations to that. Just know this is the right time for you to add entries. Don't be afraid, man. This market, it's on a bullish momentum. I feel like we're still going to be getting those buying opportunities, you know, in either way. You understand? Until we see the market start building those sells, you know, you need to expect them. They're going to be big. You know, you saw the previous one. The sales are going to be big. Buys are going to be there, but they're going to be there for a long time, which we can eat the whole week. But sales, they might be there for days. Understand? Yes, last year they used to be for the weeks and stuff. This year, it's another year. We're looking for another, you know, we're on another goal. You have to track this thing and see how it goes. So at the end of the day, guys, there's the direction, man. Even if I go to 15 minutes time frame, you're going to see, that's what I see. I see a proper buy at that certain position, you know. I get to understand when the market comes here, it will give us a proper buy to the top side. Hit your take profit today and thank me later. So let's jump into NAS100 and see what is it that we have. Oh no, we're on NAS100 on US30. Let's jump into US30 and see what is it that we have. Sort of like we have another correction in this side, you know. But at the end of the day, man, what will actually tells us is what we analyze. Man, at those certain points, not a point whereby we need to be playing. You see the momentum that we got here. It's bigger and better. You know, this is the momentum we got here. Technically, it means that the market owes us a better momentum in this other side. Whatever happened in the past has to happen in the future, bigger and better. You got to understand that. You understand? So At the end of the day, guys, you can see, man, we are halfway there. On NAS100, we did hit the previous take profit, but this side we didn't. We're just halfway there. So which is we're gonna remove everything and start from the highest time frame and see what is it that we have on the highest time frame. So we are on a weekly time frame. So what you do, you always create your highest point. You always create your highest point, then you create your lowest point. So I always get this question, why do I like US30 and NAS100? US30 and NAS100 are my favorite because I understand them. I don't have to go around liking other things which I don't understand. I like what I understand. And what matters, man, you can understand something, but if you're not making money, it's a problem. So I even make money from them, So that's what I like, And most of the people feel like I like US30 than NASDAQ. I like NASDAQ, man. NASDAQ is my favorite pair. You understand? But you got to understand, US30 takes that direction immediately now, and which is so difficult to other people because you can't track it. But to me, it's easy. Understand? Hence, I like it. So at the end of the day, man, this is how it is. You can see I've created my zones. There's a rule that I always follow. Even a newbie, if I teach you how to follow these things every day, man, already I see a lot of people now improving to the market. I don't even to prove myself on it. You understand? A lot of people improve. They know where they have to start. So there's a rule. Already it's a rule. Our rule says you need to break out a trend and retest and then break to the top side. What more do you need? Understand? This is a weekly time frame. You can see the last candlestick closed on a bearish, but this is a bullish support. Understand? We get to understand here we need to be getting those buying opportunities. But that weekly close, now it's a new week with a new candlestick. So you gotta figure out where will the market go. You understand? But this position is probably like the strongest. You understand? So let's go to the daily time frame and see what is it that we see on the daily time frame. Super good. I like how daily time frame just popped out with the bullish, super good. You understand? Because I'm telling you, this is a proper support. Here you need to be expecting buying opportunities here. You understand? This is a buying opportunity place. That's how I gave the last buy. I understood that this is the buying opportunity position. You don't have to play games there. You understand? You don't need to play games there. Even if I were to try to force certain things, let me try to force something real good here. Check. Super good, super good, I like the fact that direction you can get it in many times. I taught you third touch, first touch, second touch, the third touch, you get the direction. Easy like that. You understand? So it's super good. We can see, okay, it's sort of like we have a, I don't want to create any trend line in the top side. Due to that, I always use rejection, and I can see my rejection now. It's the second touch and it went to the top side, So which is I'm not going to use it. I'll just follow this position here. I always respect certain direction by certain movement and certain rules. And then I'm going to put my resistant somewhere here. I need this resistant because it might give me a problem when I get there. And if I don't have it, then it's a problem. You understand? So I'm going to push to H4 and see what is it that I see. I just see a proper correction here. I don't see the market reversing, man. Like, I always talk about momentum. When the market gives you those momentum, relax, man. Get the entry point and continue going to the top side. There's no build-up. The reason I gave you guys the buy here, there was a lot of build-ups. There's no build-up that tells me this is a reversal pattern. Which pattern is that if it's a reversal pattern? I see continuation patterns and which I have to respect, So that's how it is. So at the end of the day, let's go to 60 minutes time frame. You understand? So on 60 minutes time frame, I can see, okay, fine. The market at this certain point is probably like creating its own current support. It's not like its own, but like at the moment, that's what we can be respecting. Because I know if I can go to the past, that position will be something, you can see here it was my resistance at this certain point. So currently it's my support, man. We are at the top of it. So which can allow me to say, I feel like today we're going to be getting buys, this week. Feel like this week is for more buying than selling, You just have to know where you're gonna get those buys. So I feel like you're gonna get it somewhere here. On the market touches here, if it doesn't break, you buy with it. If it breaks, don't enter. So here we know very well that's where we had our supply. We're having our supply. If the market has to sell somewhere here. Understand? That's where the market has to sell supply. So we understand that, okay, the market has to sell at that certain position. If ever it want to sell, the market has to sell there. You see, the knowledge is too much on me. You understand? I know where the market is going, where the market can have possibilities to reverse. Where can we put a proper take profit? You understand? So at the end of the day, guys, this is the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching this one. You know, like I told you guys, for more information about Smart Trade Service, you can get it on the comment section. I'll put my numbers even on the description. I'll do that. For the new broker that I'm currently using, it's on the description as well. You know, I like the broker because we can actually like hold trades, you know, without getting manipulated or certain things. You know, you just enter fine and relax. Understand? So at the end of the day, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching this one.